Hello, welcome to Farrell Swim Tech. My name is John Farrell and welcome to the show. Tonight we have another video from a viewer named Chris. Chris wants me to review his freestyle stroke technique and help give him pointers to make him faster. And that is what I can do for you as well. If you would like me to review your swim video, please shoot me a direct message or shoot me an email right here, farrellswimtech@gmail.com. Also, check out the Instagram page, Farrell Swim Tech, where I am regularly posting new tips and just random fun stuff about swimming. So, just a little bit about myself before we get into the episode here. I am a All-American high school swimmer, a 100 backstroke and 200 freestyle. I've been swimming since I was in the third grade, swam for Brigham Young University for 4 years. I have been a stroke technique coach for over 10 years. I'm actually coming up on 11 at this point. And so what I do is I analyze people's strokes, I give them technique tips, and I help them get faster. I am a big proponent of technique over grinding out a bunch of yards, especially if you're a triathlete and you're new to the sport of swimming. You can do a lot to make yourself a lot faster just by checking out your technique. So without further ado, we got Chris's video loaded up right here. And we are going to go kind of do a lightning round. So there's going to be a fair amount of stuff we'll talk about here, but I really only want to drill down into 3 different major topics on tonight's broadcast. Without further ado, here we go. So first off, no underwater streamline. We kind of need to work on that. Recovery is pretty good. His left hand does not have a full push backwards. You see it chop out just a little bit early as opposed to his right arm. But his right arm is able to do that because he is actually taking a breath. Hips are very low, feet are extremely low, and there is very little, if any, movement from the upper legs. The majority of his kick only aids the rotation. He's virtually getting nothing out of his kick. Heavy knee bends. Something you'll see when we switch to the underwater view is that Chris does not have a lot of pushing backwards. There was a lot of him pushing down into the water, which pushes water down towards the bottom of the pool. The thing we want to understand first and foremost is we want to take water that's in front of us and push us backwards. But if you see Chris here, Chris here is swimming. He is reaching up, grab, and should be pushing down. Unfortunately, when you see the underwater, a lot of his push is like if you're underneath, you're the cameraman, you're underneath me, and I'm swimming by reaching up and pushing down. What I'm doing is I'm reaching and pushing into you as the cameraman sitting underneath the water. That's pushing water in the wrong direction. We don't want to do that. But overall, though, what I like is the recovery is not bad. He's getting good reach and extension on the end of his recovery, which we want. He's doing a pretty good job of reaching up, but unfortunately, his first instinct is to push forward, push down into the water. Breathing technique is not too bad. Personally, I don't like seeing people breathe every stroke every time. The whole reason is, and let me talk about this first. Let me talk about this first. Let me get a breath here, okay? So, what you can see right here is his shoulder. His breath is okay. In terms of here, it looks like he's rotating the neck just a bit more than I would like in order to take a breath. Now, here's the one thing you got to understand. When you're running and cycling, you are keeping your head still. You're here, you're running, you're keeping your head still. When you're swimming, in order to take a breath, your mental perception has to rotate to the side. What you want to do is you want to get that head locked into your shoulders so everything rotates to the side. So it's not your neck rotating, but your body rotating. So he breathes to his right. So his left arm is underwater. He's going to rotate to his right and then replace back. So you notice as I rotate, my head does not turn. My neck does not twist. It is my body. My neck stays relatively still, but the body is twisting and rotating. So the reason why I discourage breathing every stroke every time is that it takes a toll on you. And you're going to be removing your head so much. It adds to dizziness, and if you're not careful, it could lead to early hyperventilation. Nothing severe. You're just going to get to the other side, and you're just going to be like, okay, why am I hurting? Why are my lungs burning? I only swam against one lap across the pool. Well, you're kind of going, and it just hurts doing that. I'm also getting over a sore throat. It's not the smartest thing for me to do. But you're out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. It can lead to hyperventilation type symptoms. So make sure when your face is in the water, you're taking a nice steady breath out, roll over your side, take a nice steady breath in. So overall, basically what I would recommend is trying to learn how to breathe every fourth. Or you can breathe. This is kind of what I do when I'm starting to get not able to breathe every 4, every 3. I go breathe 2, breathe 2, breathe 2, 3, 4. Okay? So you're doing an 8 count. So you breathe 3 strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Allow yourself to get your head back in, take a couple good strokes, then take 3 more breaths, then take 4 strokes without taking a breath. So that's kind of something. It wasn't exactly something I was planning on talking about tonight, but I feel like if more people are able to get away from breathing every stroke all the time, I understand there is a thing to be said about getting more oxygen in. But if you're not breathing properly and you're breathing in short breaths, it actually can be detrimental. Okay, so next one I want to do is I want to go to one of the underwaters, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go... No, that wasn't it. No, this is the wrong... Nope, not that one. Yes. Okay, so here I want to get it with him coming back. So, right here, okay, there you go. I got to get all my controls here. So, what we're going to be looking at here is we're going to be looking at Chris's underwater catch and pull. I want to show you how far deep he gets underwater. So now his left hand has come into the water. That's actually a pretty good reach. You know, it's just something we've confirmed with the overhead. Your range of motion, Chris, is really good. The problem is what your first instinct is to do with that stroke. So right here, it goes down and then down, okay? Now you catch, okay? See how far that hand is down? That is when you start to catch. Now, there's a big difference here, okay? Your arm bend is a little bit out to the side. So basically, if you're watching underneath me, your arm's about out here, okay? So you see the arm bends out, you're about out here, okay? Arm bends out, hand goes straight down, okay? We typically don't want to see that, but let's keep watching, and then we'll kind of discuss what should be done. So then let's get back to the right arm, okay? You see that arm, you see that column of bubbles right there? That has gone straight down into the water. That is a telltale sign that you are pushing water straight down. In other words, if you are watching me swim and you're below me, I just went I went from here to here very quickly. and you see all those bubbles, that whole column of bubbles, that is something we absolutely don't want to see. So then the bubbles dissipate. You go even deeper, deeper. Now, right there. So your hand is all the way out here before you start thinking of pushing water in the correct direction. Okay? That's what your body is telling you right now. Now, I am not here to mock your stroke or make fun of it. What I'm trying to show you is what your brain is telling your body is swimming right now. And it's very vital to understand what your body is telling you, because if I simply tell you, oh, well, you just push down, the problem is you don't fully comprehend what your body is doing because you're in water. One of the main things you have to understand is water is not like land. You are not in water as much as you are on land. You are basically in zero gravity when you're in water. And this is one of the key aspects to remember, and one of the reasons why I stress dry land work. You are in water, you are flailing around, you do not have a firm grasp of how this whole water thing works yet. So, what we need to do is we need to first identify exactly what is going on, why you're doing it, and then we can work on correcting your mental state, which will then correct your muscular state, okay? So, what you're doing is you're pushing down until you've fully extended your arm, and then you're pulling backwards, okay? And then you pull. Oh, crap. I'm losing quality there. There you go. So you see there's another column of bubbles, straight down, right down, still down. Now you grab it with your hand when it's fully all the way down there. So then from there, oh, whoops, wrong button. No, it's not the play button. You push back, and right there, now it's coming straight up. Okay? So now left arm comes down. Okay? Okay, right there. Now it's down. Okay, now you're kind of doing what I call the half moon, where your arm is fully straight, and you pull with a half moon with your hand. Okay, so instead of engaging that elbow and pushing the water down, you are sweeping your arm out, kind of like a rowing oar down in the water and coming in a circle motion backwards. Okay, all right. So let's get back. Let's finish this through to the end. So right there, you push back. So you see that arc of bubbles. And then right there, it starts to come up. Okay. Let's see if we can. Okay. So right here. So right there, you're down. Now almost all the way extension, the very, very small elbow bend. We don't want to see that. We want to see a bent elbow. Straight knees, bent elbow. And then your hand is coming up. It will come up in this direction. You see? Comes right there, pops out of the water. Okay? So now we're going to see your left hand. So your left hand, let's wind it back just a little bit. Okay, right there. Okay, so right there, you see that trail of bubbles. That trail of bubbles will show you exactly where your hand has gone. So that trail of bubbles just went, boom, just like that. Okay, now we're going to follow that right hand, still going down. Now you've engaged the water, and now you've pulled backwards. You can see that rift of bubbles right there. And now you've disengaged. Now you've disengaged the water. Now that hand has come up vertically in the water. And now you're doing a little finishing flick with that right hand. And that's pretty standard for what you've done. Okay. Let's now take a few minutes and let's actually talk about this pull. Okay? What is the pull? How do we do the pull? And why is Chris's pull not optimal? Okay? Couple things we need to understand. We are moving up. in the water. Okay? You have a destination you want to get to. You want to swim to that destination. Okay? You don't run up and down to that destination. You swim to that destination. Okay? So, if you are swimming, what direction is up? Okay? I'm sitting in a chair. I am pointing to the ceiling of my garage, which is where I do my filming. I am pointing up to the ceiling right now. Now, if you see me underwater and I'm doing this, okay, I'm actually going to be flat on top of the water. Okay? So, what we need to understand is, number one, what direction is up. This is crucial for understanding swim stroke, especially the pull. Up is the other side of the pool, or the lake, or the turn buoy. That is what up is. Okay? So, what we do when we pull is we reach up, grab a brick, push down. Okay? We don't grab it and push the water down. Okay? We push it down. Okay? Now, this is the key difference here. What Chris is doing is he's putting his hand in the water and he's pushing down. Push. Okay? So what I want you to do, Chris, is I want you to visualize what you're doing wrong on land, sitting in a chair. Okay? There is a distinct difference between push and push. Okay? So the motion is, so let me break this down for you. This is an important series of dry land that I want you to do. Okay? You're going to put your hand out forward. Okay? Palm inward. Kind of maybe flat, a little bit rotated inward. Number one, when you recover, put your palm inward. Don't have it outward. Don't recover here. Never do this, because you're going to be more apt to pull out here, which is not good. We don't want to do that because that engages these muscles back here that are extremely weak. We want to grab and pull through here, okay? All right. So first thing what we want to do is get the catch down. So you're going to put your hand in the water. First thing you do, catch. That's the first thing you do. The first thing you do is not push down. It is catch. Okay? So what's going to happen is, first thing, here. That's all you're doing. Here. Here. That. Okay? Other arm. Here. 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 All right? That's movement number one. Movement number two, here. Elbow bends out. Touch your chest. Okay? There. Elbow comes out. And you push your hand straight back to you. Okay? So I'm not coming here. I'm not coming here. I am coming here. Okay, you see my hand basically moves in a linear fashion. That is number two. And then do it with the other arm, obviously. Now, next thing we want to do, catch, touch. Catch, touch. Catch, touch. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, you just literally told me we are going from up to down. Why are you having me go here to here? This trains you in the right motions. And then we just rotate it 90 degrees after that's done. Okay? This is really easy to do these drills when you're nice and seated on a chair. So the next, let me dip it down just a little bit. So then the next level is here to the belly button. Okay? Catch. Draw that hand towards the belly button. Okay? What you want to start feeling is squeezing the bicep and the tricep together. Because if you squeeze them together, you're going to get about a 90-degree elbow bend. Okay? Squeezing the tricep or the bicep and the tricep at the same time. Okay? So then what you want to do is when you're reaching forward, you're going to scoop, engage those muscles, bring your hand down to here. Why we want to learn how to do this is that this grab puts our hand in just about the right position. This is a huge step up from what you've been doing, okay? Then this gets you about 80% of the way in terms of doing the actual right technique. Then once you get comfortable doing this right here, okay? Then we can tinker with it and get your hand in the right position. Because technically 90 degrees, it's about 110. So it's going to look a little bit like this. But 90 degrees puts you in the ballpark. Huge improvement. You're going to see gigantic gains. Then when you get comfortable swimming like this, then we can fiddle with the pool depth, how far your hand is away from your body. We can fiddle with that later. But right now, we got to get you actually moving water in the right direction. You move in the opposite direction you push water. If I want to move up, I got to reach up and push the water down, because as you push water down, you're going to move up, all right? So we want to put water in the direction that moves us forward, and that's why we're doing these drills, okay? So next, what we're going to do, we're going to tilt this back up. So we just talked about making it linear. Now we want to start moving it in the direction we want to go. So you're going to reach up, grab a brick, push it down. Okay, grab a brick, push it down. Same motion, but all you're doing is instead of here, just rotate it 90 degrees. Grab that water, push it down in front of you. Okay, grab the water, push it down. Okay, you're going to be about here. Okay, so I'm showing this right now, grabbing the water, pushing it down. Now you see my hand, okay, more or less is staying perpendicular to the water surface, okay? What we want to avoid is doing this, okay? You see how my hand now is in the same plane as my head? We want that hand to be perpendicular the entire time. So we start here, grab that water, push it down, okay? Now we'll tilt the camera down just a little bit. So now you're here, push it down. All right? So you're going to be right about here, somewhere in here. All right? So I'm swimming upwards towards the ceiling. All right? I'm swimming upwards towards the ceiling. I'm reaching up. I've grabbed my water. I've now pushed it down. Okay? It's a little awkward in my chair, so if it kind of looks funky in terms of this distance, okay, that's why. But you're going to reach up here, grab, push it down. Okay? Then you're going to reach up with the other hand. Grab, push it down. Okay? Microphone makes everything weird. So, grab it here. One of these days, I will get a lavalier mic. I promise you. I need some more donations. Grab the water here, push it down. Okay? So now we're about here. Okay? So notice here, there's about a little bit more than a foot. About a foot, maybe 16 inches, somewhere in there, from my chest all the way to my hand. Okay? So as you push down, you're going to get to here, and then you're going to finish the push as straight down as you possibly can. All right? Here's another big key with freestyle pull. The hand is not the place where you're going to put the pressure. Okay? You're going to start the catch here, but the pressure is going to be on your forearm. Okay? Pretend that your forearm is where your hand is located. Okay? And if I have a bar here, what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to put my arm on the bar and push it upwards. Okay? Like I got my arm on my mic and I am pushing everything down. I hope that didn't blast out your ears. So those are the two major things of pulling. Number one, grabbing that brick, pushing it down. Number two, as you're pushing it down, don't put your pressure on your hand. Put your pressure on your forearm. Allow this whole surface area of your arm to do work. a common misconception is that your hands are what typically do the majority of the pulling. That's actually not true. It is the whole arm does a lot of work up till about halfway up your bicep. Halfway up your bicep, it's not effective anymore. Your upper arm doesn't really do anything with the pull. But the main key is taking that water, channeling it in the right direction. And if you roll through those drills on dry land, that's going to start building your neuromuscular link. It's going to start driving this into your muscle memory. So what I recommend is you do this, okay, about 20 times per hand, 2 sets of 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And do it above. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So I'm reaching up and I'm just doing this. Okay? That's all I'm doing out of camera. Okay? 1. Just reach up. Now let's do it here. Do 20. Reach up. Do 20. Okay? Then do 20. Reach. Push here. Okay? Reach. Push here. Just go straight down. Go straight down on the first one. Just go straight to your head. Okay? You don't need to worry about down here first. That's step 3. Step 3 and step 4. Okay? Step 1 here. Two rounds of 20. Step 1 here. 2 rounds of 20 above your head. Step 2. And this is per arm. Okay? So 20 left arm, 20 right arm. 2 rounds of 20 left, 2 rounds of 20 right. 2 rounds of 20 left, 2 rounds of 20 right. Okay? So then, next round. Here, 1. Here, 2. Here, 3. Okay? And then here, 1. Here, 2. Don't hit yourself too hard. It kind of hurts. 3 and 4. Okay? So do 20 of those. And then you want to do 1. Okay? To the belly button. 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then when you're up here, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Get till your hand is about level with your neck. Okay? Because this is half the battle. This is well over half the battle. You're about 80% here. Then it's just push the rest of the way down. That's all you got to do. And then you finish the pull. All right. So we talked about breathing, talked about pulling. Now I want to talk about your kick. Your kick is, it's more of your body positioning. I would rather correct your body positioning than your kick. Let's get back to, I think there was a better one here. Let's see. I think it was this one. Yeah, here we are. Okay. Right here. So, lower back is tight. Middle back is tight. Hips are completely underwater. Legs. Oh, shoot. You know what? Let's actually do this. let me show you what I'm saying. Might be important. Here we go. So, right here, pretty much your shoulders are outside of the water, and that's about it. Your feet hardly ever get out of the water. Now, the reason for this is there's one good reason that I like to believe, because poor body position is a composition of problems. Number 1, you're not effectively using your legs. Number 2, your lower back is pushing, your hips are actually driven lower in the water. But I have a theory, and I haven't been able to confirm this yet, but my theory is that people who are not confident swimmers have an innate fear of the water, and because of this, they put their neck, they bring their head as close to the water surface as they can, and what that does is subconsciously that drives the shoulders backwards, brings the chest forward, brings the hips forward. So then what that does is that drives the hips down into the water, and then it cascades with ineffective legs. Okay, so there's a lot of things that kind of compound into poor body positioning. That's one of the reasons why it is one of the hardest things to tackle for new swimmers, because there's so many things interconnected, And unfortunately, one of those things truly is just being comfortable in the water. And that is hard to get over unless you specifically spend time becoming... sorry, long day today. Unless you spend time becoming specifically adjusted to being in the water. But I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm really going to talk about is kind of how to relax that body positioning and work more on reaching and laying flat on the water. Now, the biggest culprit to a bad body position is bad back posture, okay? Okay. So, right here. And I know you're touching the wall, Chris, but what happens is you're kind of bringing your chest in, you're kind of bringing your shoulders backwards to help get your head up towards the water. So your lower back is tightening and your hips, I mean, you're basically swimming at about a 30-degree angle right there. Like I said, you're kind of touching the wall. Yeah, let me see if one of your other underwaters has, no, that's not it. Yeah, this one's at an oblique angle, so this one's a little tough. Oh, yeah, no, that was the one we were just watching. Let me see if... Okay, this one's going to be a little rough, so I do apologize if any of you get motion sickness. It's just the nature of the beast. Okay, yep, right here. Okay, so you see the back coming down, the butt coming up, and then the legs coming down. So... What you're doing, Chris, is you're doing this, okay? So you're kind of pushing your belly forward towards the bottom of the pool because you're driving your shoulders backwards and wrenching your head up towards the water surface, okay? So, couple things, and this is going to take some time to get over this, and this is a series of drills that I have done with a pro triathlete who was having problems with sinky legs. So what I very much so recommend is get a snorkel. Now, snorkels it's about a $30 investment, and some pools discourage the use of toys, but if you're allowed to use toys, please get a snorkel. This is going to do you a lot of good. So what you want to do is you want to start by doing streamline kicking on the surface of the water. Now, what you want to do is you want to reach into that streamline, and you really want to reach and feel like you are just flat as a board, okay? Something you can do on dry land to work on this is actually what I want you to do is stand up, reach up towards the ceiling, a proper streamline, hand over hand, okay? Your bottom thumb comes towards your hand just like this. Hand comes on top. Your top thumb comes over your bottom hand, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring those hands up to the sky and reach, okay? If you reach, your biceps, if you're doing this right and have decent shoulder mobility, your biceps will get on either side of your head, okay? This is a good streamline. This is how you want to be, all right? So you're going to reach up. Just pretend someone put some rope around your wrists, and they are reaching you up towards the sky, okay? And you want to stand with as straight of body posture that you possibly can get. So you're going to reach to the sky. You're going to have good body posture. And then you want to just kind of feel the way your muscles are reacting, okay? Now, a couple things you want to check for. Is your chest forward? Is your stomach forward? Or are you kind of bring your shoulders forward just a little bit. So instead of here, you're here, okay? Get your hands up towards the sky. Don't let your head come here. Don't let your head come behind. Keep it straight in line, okay? And reach up towards the sky. I realize that looked really weird in that camera angle. I do apologize if I frightened any small children. Um, so, yeah, so you want to reach and you want to feel like you're lengthening, okay? Another thing you can do is lie down on a flat surface, hopefully on a yoga mat, and just reach and stretch, okay? Feel what it's like having a nice flat surface to be on. So then what you want to do is you want to do that streamline on the water, okay? You want to do what's called streamline kicking. So instead of using a kickboard, you're not holding a kickboard, you're just holding your hands and you're streamline kick, 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 kick. Okay, if you got to take a breath, take one stroke to the side, take your breath, put your hand right back in the streamline, kick, 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 kick. All right? A couple things you want to focus on. Number one, straight level line of your body. Okay? You want to reach. Number two, do not bend your knees. You bend your knees, you're going to sink. I can guarantee it. Okay? You're going to sink if you bend your knees. Way number one, your leg comes up here. Gravity pushes your knee down. Okay? You kick like this, you're going to drop your knee. Okay? Right here, you're going to drop the knee. Number two, knee bend is here. Okay? You draw it underneath the water. So what Chris is doing, he's actually doing more of the first. Now, you want to have those legs nice and long and kick, 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 kick. What you want to do is look up Superman kicks on dry land. Now, the biggest factor people have when not being able to kick properly is their hip flexors, okay? If you cannot, hold on. Let's see here. Where's a good angle here? So if I come this way, there we go. If you cannot do this, okay, you see my leg drawing backwards? Okay, if that is very hard for you, you want to do some yoga during the week. Your glute is going to engage. Your hamstrings are going to engage. You kick up to kick down, to kick up, to kick down, okay? See my leg is nice and straight. My delicious blue pants that I've had since I was 15. My brother hates the fact that I still own these pants. And so do both my sisters. Anyway, so you want to learn how to move your leg as one individual item, not a segmented leg that has a knee that divides the top of the leg to the bottom of the leg. You just want the whole leg. Hold up. You want the whole leg doing this, not this, okay? Whole leg does this, okay? Not this, all right? So that's what you want to do. Now, if you have a snorkel, what you can do, put the snorkel on, just kick and breathe. Kick and breathe, okay? So you want to do a couple 25s kicking with no arm movements. Just keep it in the streamline, okay? Then next, what you want to do is you then want to kick a 25, but take one stroke every 6 kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take one pull with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take one pull with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maintaining that nice flat body positioning, okay? What you want to focus on are 3 points of contact with the air. Shoulders, butt, leg, feet. Not legs would be great. Shoulders, butt, feet. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to show you real quick. Let's see here. I want to show me doing a 25, 50 of kicking. Okay? So you see here, my butt is right at the surface. Not too much of a knee bend. I mean, this was taken in 2020 during the middle of the pandemic. I only swam 3 times in a pool that entire year. I swam a couple times in open water. But what you want to see is shoulders, long lines, okay? So what you see, my whole body is here. It is on top of the water the entirety of the time, okay? Shoulders, butt, feet. 1 foot needs to be out of water at all times. So right here, okay, now my right foot, now my left. Right, left, okay? Your feet want to come out of the water with very little knee bending as possible. You want to push that leg down into the water, which pushes the water backwards. Okay, it moves along your leg, moves towards your feet. That's how you move forward. You are pushing water down, and as you do that, it shoots along the back of your leg. Okay, that is how kicking works. So, work on, if you can, do. The reason why I don't recommend you kick with a kickboard is because what happens is unless you're very adept at reaching with that kickboard, you're going to kind of scrunch your shoulders, and that's going to drive your hips down into the water. So if you need to use a kickboard, hold the very end of the kickboard, just kind of like this. You see, I'm kind of holding it with my phone. Hold just the very end of your kickboard. Don't put your arms on your kickboard. Just hold the end of the kickboard. If you really need that extra buoyancy, that is totally fine. That totally works. All right. So yes. So just to kind of sum everything up and finish off this video, Chris, a couple of things I recommend is, number one, start learning how to not breathe every single stroke. Start throwing in breathing every 4 strokes, every couple of cycles. I don't know if you are okay with breathing every other stroke. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's bilateral breathing to each side. If you're not comfortable with that, breathing every 4 strokes is a great way to start. So the main problem area I see is with your arms. You spend too much time pushing water down instead of actually pushing the water in the right direction. You're pushing the water towards the bottom of the pool rather than behind you or below you, if we're using the frame of reference where if you're swimming, you're reaching up, grabbing a brick, pushing down. I gave you a full round of dry land exercises to do for muscle activation. Work on that muscle activation. That's going to help you out in the water. All you have to do is engage the muscles on the water just like you did on the land, and you're going to be a lot further than you were before. Remember to keep those hands here so then that elbow easily bends outward. Your hands are here. It's kind of hard to get the right pull in unless you do this, and then things get weird. So, yes, and then with kicking and body positioning, keep your body long, reach, do some reaching drills on dry land, have a significant other or a good buddy, just kind of check out your posture, make sure you're nice and straight, kind of bring your shoulders forward a little bit, don't let your shoulders come back. That drives your hips down towards the bottom of the pool, makes things very awkward when you're trying to pull. So, Chris, that is going to be it for me tonight. Thank you so much for sending your footage in. If you have any questions at all about any of the things that I have provided, please shoot me an email here. I will also be sending you a link to my Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/FarrellSwimTech. I will be sending you a link to that. There's also a link in the description. If you can donate, I would love to have a donation. All donations go towards my own triathlon efforts as well as buying milkshakes for my kids, even though right now they want hot chocolate more than shakes because it's a little cold here in California. I know a frigid 46 degrees is abysmally cold here in my area of California. But anyway, so that's going to be it for me tonight. If you are watching and you would like to donate, if you would like to become a member, I have some things in the works for an intrepid member that would like to possibly subscribe at a higher tier but get a lot of, let's just say, personal attention to your stroke technique. I'm in the works of developing more of a kind of a coaching aspect to this website. or to this YouTube account, and becoming a member on Ko-Fi allows me to have the funds to spend time really developing and working on this. Basically, if I'm doing what I want to do, it's going to cost me around $80 a month. So in order to pull this off, I'm going to need to have interest of people who are willing to, for lack of a better term, be coached by me in terms of technique. There's going to be dry land aspects. There's going to be water aspects of it. There will be an app that you will be able to use to track and monitor how you do these things. And then I'll be able to check your feedback and kind of give you updated modules on how to progress further with your technique. So if you have any interest, I'm trying to look for some guinea pigs that are willing to try to work this out. I will detail this out in a later video, but if you have listened to this and you say, I want to do that, shoot me an email, feralswimtech@gmail.com. If you would like to donate, please visit my Ko-Fi. I could really use your donations to get this whole idea off the ground. Yeah, so that's going to be it for me if you have any questions whatsoever. Also, if you live in the Los Angeles County, California area, I do in-person stroke technique lessons. So shoot me an email, feralswimtech@gmail.com. I've also traveled quite a bit for my work. I travel mostly up and down the state of California. So if I am going to be in your area and I actually have time every once in a while, my flight doesn't leave until later in the day, so I could have time to do a swim lesson. If anyone has interest in the Northern California area, typically somewhere around Sacramento, San Francisco area, just kind of that northern area. If you have any desires whatsoever, let me know. And if I find a time where things align and I can make it happen, I'll let you know, and maybe we can figure out a way how to meet up. So anyway, that is going to be it for me tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Chris, for sending your footage. If you want me to review your footage, feralswimtech@gmail.com. 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 I've heard you had to repeat things like 5 to 10 times, so I don't want to annoy you, but feralswimtech@gmail.com. Yep, I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and until later, my friends, good night, Isaiah Norris, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.